Maseches Avos, Perek Dalet, the 4th chapter, Mishnah Tes, the 9th Mishnah. Rabbi Yochanan Omer, Rabbi Yochanan says, Kol Makayim es HaTorah Ma'oni, anyone who fulfills or observes the Torah Ma'oni in a state of poverty, Sofo L'Kaima Ma'oshe, in the end, he is destined to fulfill it or to observe it in a state of wealth, in a state of plenty. He says further, Kol ha'mevatel es haTorah ma'osher, anyone who is mevatel, he who disregards, who nullifies the Torah, es haTorah, ma'osher, from wealth, or in a state of wealth, state of comfort, Sofo levatela ma'oni. In the end, in his end, levatela ma'oni. He will be mevatel, he will not be able to observe it because of his poverty. So what he's saying here is that there is there are certain rationale. If a certain person is poor, there is certain situations in which he might not find it easy, and could actually even come up with certain halakhic arguments for not having to observe the Torah or observe parts of the Torah. But if a person says, no, I'm not going to make those calculations, and nevertheless, even though this is very, very difficult for me, I'm still going to observe the Torah, then he has a havtacha, a promise, at least according to Rabbi Yonason, that in the end he will be able to observe the Torah in a state of comfort, a state of wealth. Of course, wealth is a relative thing. One person's wealth is another person's middle class. And possibly we're not even talking about fiscal terms. Maybe this is even talking about madrigas, spiritual terms. But okay. He says further, anybody who disregards the Torah because of his wealth, he's too comfortable, too corpulent. He doesn't think. He thinks it's a drag to go to shul, or he thinks it's not pleasant to do this or that. He'd rather sleep in. He'd rather go to the golf course. He is the kind of person that thinks that he can just send a check to the shul, and then he somehow or another that gets him off the hook. He doesn't have to be observant. Such a person, because he's comfortable and really is the master of his own schedule in a sense, and he could observe the Torah and chooses not to, such a person will have that ability, that choice taken away from him. In the end, his choice to observe or not observe will be taken away from him because of poverty. And again, this poverty does not necessarily always mean physical poverty, although that is the inference here. Okay, I hope I did that well. I hope you'll join me again for the next Mishnah. Kol Tuv, Hatzlacha Rabba. Keep learning.